Welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Radio Show with Chris, Joe, and Rob. The crew is taking your calls, so dial in at 1-800-808-5548.
And welcome back to the Real Estate Rat Pack Show. You know, that is always a great intro back in. You know, and then more importantly, I always really enjoy the Anderson Properties commercial as well, by the way.
Thank you.
So that's really good. You know, one of the things we're talking about today, obviously, is home improvement and everything associated with that. You know, so one of the things I wanted to sort of segue in on this one is, according to Remodeling Magazine, there's actually some interesting information out there. A lot of those individuals who are doing do-it-yourself items or remodeling, or who just want to go forward and contract with somebody to do it. You know, some simple things, and I thought this was pretty interesting, is some of the things that yield the highest return on investment are the following. Number one is entry door replacement. That's the highest one on the list at 85.6%. Then you've got deck addition on the outside, 77.3%. Garage door replacement, believe it or not, for 75%. Minor kitchen remodeling. And minor kitchen remodeling, a lot of times what they're having to do is either restaining or appliances. You know, that's about 75%. Window replacement, again, is about a 73% return on investment. Adding a bedroom to either an attic and or just adding a bedroom right there is going to have a return on investment of about 73%. Siding replacement, 72%. Window replacement, again, 71%. And then a major kitchen remodeling is about 68%. So those are your top return on investments when it comes to remodeling of anything.
And I also want to mention that we always talk about the investment aspect of a home. Remember, a home is also about enjoying it. It's where you bring your family and friends to enjoy. So if you want to enjoy your home more, and remodeling it is going to help you do that, you know, if it had no return, it's still worth it. In fact, when you go put in a swimming pool, you better just do it because you're enjoying having a swimming pool. Oh,
absolutely.
The return on swimming pools is abysmal.
Probably like 20%.
And I always tell people, if you want a free swimming pool, buy a resale home with one in it.
Yes.
They might get a $5,000 extra for having a pool in it. So,
well, you know, and you're right, though. That's definitely for the enjoyment. An average pool that's costing $50,000 to $60,000 in today's market only adds about $20,000 in value to a property. So there are definitely things you do to your home that are just to enjoy the property. It's not really the return on investment. However, that being said, I do always like to preach the financial responsibility of anything. And everybody know it's important to be able to live there, but also know that any over-improvement you do on your property, you aren't necessarily going to get all the money out of it.
Well, you know, when you bring up the list, this is actually a great one. My house is built in 91, so it's got a little age behind it now. It's getting to that point where, you know, stuff needs to be fixed and maintained.
You need to sell it and buy a new one for Kim.
Every week. I can't mention my house without it being, you got to sell it. But you went down that list, and I'm like, new front door? Yeah, actually, I want to do that. Garage doors? Yeah, I got one of them that needs to be repaired. You know, you just kind of go down that list. And at the end of the day, there's only so much money to go around.
Right.
I can't do all of the projects. You know what I'm saying? I mean, without going broke. I mean, Kim would you know, say I could, but
or she'd say it would be easier if we just got a new house.
Yeah, you know. So I'm looking at, can I do a front door replacement? You know, when I'm considering, hey, I've got $1,000, $2,000 in the bank to throw at a little project around the house or something, and I have a lot of things that need to get done, it is good to know.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that front door, hey, I that wasn't on my radar, although my front door is, you know, like, we had, I think it was Hurricane Ike. I don't know, Hurricane Ike must have came with, like, sand, because my front door was just sandblasted after that hurricane. I had, like, no finish on the front door at all after that hurricane. So I had to take this door down, restain it, refinish it, and I did all that myself, and it came out pretty good. But now I'm looking, you know, hey, that's actually an interesting thing to know, that's a good return on investment, is to do a front door remodel entryway thing.
Well, not only that, some of the costs associated with it. You know, the average entry door replacement, $1,000. The average garage door replacement, $1,400. You know, so a lot of those things right there, you also go out there. It's not very expensive items that you can do that also add some good value to your property.
Absolutely. And so, you know, on the kitchen thing, you know, my wife is like a little Martha Stewart. She bought one of those kitchen cabinet restaining kits and redid all the kitchen cabinets. And we had those straight out of the 80s, you know, the orangey colored cabinets, you know, and the horrible looking hardware, again, like straight out of the late 80s, you know, early 90s. and she bought this nice chocolate brown stain and redid all the I was absolutely amazed. I was seriously impressed. I was like, you're going to paint the cabinets? In my head, there was nothing that was going to be good about that, and it came out amazing. I mean, she did a really good job. She actually redid all the cabinets in the house over the last couple of months and did a phenomenal job. So now I need new countertops. So, Tish, I need to talk to you and about what to pick out, and Shane about installing them. So that's a good segue, Shane.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I can't stress enough the importance of small projects to homes, especially homeowners that have at this point no intention of moving. They want to stay in the home. A smaller project is a great way to basically interview your contractor.
Tish, that's a good point.
Tish spoke earlier about know your contractor. You got a guy that comes out with picture books. Hey, anybody can jump on the internet, pull some pictures out, slap them in a book, and say, "Hey, we do great work," right? Well, you also want to do some research of that contractor.
Tell us a little bit about that. How if I'm gonna hire you, Shane, I've never met you before, and I want to make sure that I'm getting a qualified contractor, somebody who is not going to take my deposit and go to buy tools. And then
that happens all the time.
And then I won't see him for a week because he's trying to close the next job so he can get enough money to buy my materials. How do I avoid that guy and find you?
There are a lot of consumer reports out there on the internet. I just dug up a couple of them the other day, and I posted those on my Facebook page. Basically, you just want to go about talking to the realtors that like Rob Cook, get some suggestions from people, interview the contractor. If he's going to come out there and put a $1,000 door on your home, you better make sure you get the highest quality door that you can get.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of great people that custom build these doors. You don't just have to go to your major lumber companies that you see dotted along the highway to get the doors. You also want to interview the contractor. Okay, how is this door going to be replaced? What are the steps that you're going to take? And hey, you can also actually Google anywhere door replacements, door installments. How do they do it? Watch the guy while he's doing it. Make sure that he's taking care of your investment, because ultimately what I've found over the last 20 some odd years I've been in the industry is that your home is your greatest investment. It's probably the most money you will ever spend in your life is on your home. So like what Joe said, his wife restained her cabinets. I say that is a lot of bang for a little bit of buck.
Yeah.
And I think that's it's awesome that people can empower themselves to get out there and do it yourself. But the larger projects such as kitchen, quote unquote, remodeling, ripping out cabinets, ripping up your floors, you want to make sure that you get the right contractor and doing your research. You could call me if you like. I can come out and make suggestions. It's all free of charge. And if I fit your needs, great. If not, I can pass you on to somebody who can fit your needs. And it's all about people helping people.
I would absolutely agree.
Well,
and I like the fact what you said about the smaller projects, using it as the interview process. Very, very intuitive way of saying things, because, a lot of times there are smaller projects out there. Individuals, as Joe was talking about, you want to do some other projects that are really big. You want to do a massive kitchen remodel. You want to do, maybe an outdoor kitchen with a gazebo, etc. But you want to start off with something smaller. And so it's a great way and it also allows them to enable themselves to ease into that transition of remodeling their home.
Really a brilliant idea. We watched one of our friends' dog at one point, who apparently was absolutely not happy with being put in the backyard, and insisted on being in the house, and was going to chew their way into the house in order to be there. So all of the siding around the bottom of my back patio has little edges of it missing, because the dog just said, "Hey, I'm coming in through this way," and it just chewed pieces of it off all the way. Is that a big project? No. Have I gotten around to it? No. That's a good idea. That would be a little project example that would be a good interview process. Kind of, hey, get this siding done, just get it repainted for me, and we'll see how it goes. And then I can move on to my front door and garage door and kitchen countertops.
All the other 53 items that you
yes.
got.
Right. Yeah. Well, a lot of times what I always kind of likened it to was a home improvement project, no matter how grand the scale or how small the scale can be, it's like eating a pie. You don't just take a pie out of your refrigerator and shove it in your throat.
Right.
You cut it up into slices.
Oh.
It's comfortable for you. That's what you're supposed to do, Joe.
No one ever explained that to Joe.
What? What? There's another way.
You just basically what you want to do is find a contractor that has your best interests in mind.
Right.
You know, they may come in and say, "Oh, you need all of this done, and this is what I can do it for," or they may say, "Hey, look, if this was my home, I would do my door. I would start with my door. You take a look at the quality that we provide. That way, you know who to trust when it comes time to doing a larger project." And to me, I think that's more important is the trust factor.
Absolutely. And what are some of the major changes that you're seeing out there? What are some of the major remodel jobs that people are most interested in today?
Right now, it would probably, I would say, the kitchens and the master bathrooms. They've got old, outdated cabinets. They don't know that they can actually restain their cabinets. They've got, like Tish was saying, the old green walls. You know, some of those painting projects can turn out to be a serious task.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a home yesterday. It was 16-foot walls. You know, you need a professional painter to come in there and handle that for you. One of the biggest, easiest, fastest ways of getting hurt is to get up on a ladder.
Right.
You know, and as a homeowner, that can be pretty...
Step away from the ladder.
Yes. Right. I have a torn MCL because of a ladder.
Really?
Shane, I want to ask you a question about, you know, it's a very stressful time to live in a house that's being remodeled. How do you counsel your clients? We're about to do this thing, and you know what? You're not going to be able to live in your house the same way as you have been living.
Folks, I hope you like fast food. No, basically what we try to do is we try to structure it around the way that people live. You know, if you need both of your bathrooms remodeled, we'll take one. We'll start and finish there, and then we'll move into the other, start and finish there. Your kitchen, that can be a completely, totally different story. You may want to get used to the possibility of eating out.
Since I don't cook, I'm very used to that possibility.
Right. And in as much as the way we try to structure those is how can we get this done as quickly as possible? And just like Tish was saying, you want to make sure that you have a scope of work. You want it in writing when this is going to be started, when this is going to be completed, and have your contractor stick to that. You don't have a 4-hour contractor a day. That doesn't work.
Shane, we are coming up against a hard break. Please let everybody know how to get a hold of you so that we can get some of these small projects knocked out.
Well, my name's Shane Hawkins. I own Hawkins Home Improvement. You can look me up on Facebook at Hawkins Home Improvement, or you can call me directly at 832-881-3481. I'd be happy to get out there and help you with any type of decision that you need to make.
Outstanding. Well, guys, as always, it's flying by. We are up against a hard break. We will be right back after our sponsor's message.
You know when that shark bite, well, it's teeth, baby.